This offensive to recapture Mosul Dam was the biggest operation the Kurdish Peshmerga forces have embarked on since their region came under a shock attack from the radicals of the Islamic State 2 weeks ago. The Kurds see it as a sensitive and vital installation which can't be allowed to stay in the militants' hands. The Americans clearly feel the same. Over the weekend, they conducted 25 airstrikes in support of the Kurdish forces. They said their jets and unmanned drones hit more than 30 Islamist vehicles and a checkpoint. Mosul is Iraq's second city. The dam to the north of it holds back a huge lake which gives much of the region water and electricity. But in the wrong hands, it could also be used to trigger a massive disaster. That's one reason why the Americans intervened. In a letter to Congress yesterday, President Obama said that the failure of the Mosul Dam could threaten the lives of large numbers of civilians, endanger American personnel and facilities, including their embassy in Baghdad, as well as preventing the Iraqi government from providing critical services to its populace. There have been worries about the dam for many years because its structure is thought to be unsound. Environmentalists warn that in radical hands it could be used deliberately to cause massive damage.
This dam is essentially a weapon of mass destruction, and it's a ticking time bomb. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers indicated that this dam is the most dangerous dam in the world. It would be like a tsunami being released. The wave could reach Baghdad within 3 to 4 days. Think of the humanitarian disaster that the flooding would create.
British military jets have joined the Americans in expanding their role over Iraq, though they haven't become involved in combat, just reconnaissance so far. But pilots have been told they may be needed for weeks, maybe months to come, as their mission goes beyond the humanitarian. It's going to take years for Iraq to cope with the existing calamity facing it, coping with the fallout from so many people displaced in many parts of the country. The last thing it needs is the kind of massive human disaster that the breaching of the Mosul Dam would cause. Jim Muir, BBC News in northern Iraq.